What's going on, everyone? FOREX Fargo checking in. This episode is actually not a Fargo flip. What I'm actually blessing everyone with on YouTube, and I'm gonna put this on Telegram, is actually a free FOREX Fargo webinar, right? So this is gonna be my weekly forecast and my analysis for October 25th through October 30th, 2020. It's like 3:30 something in the morning. That's why I'm fucking stuttering. But like, I was dedicated and I wanted to get this shit done. So let's dive into it and let's catch these fucking pips, baby. What's going on, everyone? FOREX Fargo checking in. Just want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone, my followers on IG, the subscribers on YouTube, and then more importantly, shout out to the fact that I and everyone that was actually not myself included. Thank you all to everyone in the free FOREX Fargo Telegram, and I'm actually doing this, weekly webinar. The fact that was able to share, do whatever to get to 500 plus subscribers. So that's actually a good landmark, and you know what I mean, that's something important for me. So pretty much what I wanted to do before I actually dive into this, for those that don't know, I was running a group for almost a year, something like that, and there come to times, not that there wasn't success or anything like that, there come to time where you need a mental break, right? So I think that me stopping at the beginning of fourth quarter, I'm probably resuming, quarter one of 2021, it's probably the best thing for me. Excuse me. However, with that being said, I've been getting, a bunch of DMs from a lot of people that, are unaware of the situation. So I just wanted to clear that up, and the fact that, it's just I'm taking a quick hiatus, right? Sabbatical leave, right? I will be back maybe in like I said, a couple months or whatever like that. I'll be back quarter one. Doesn't mean that I'll be back in January, but I'm doing this to show you guys, how it is that I trade. Once again, I'm an intraday, / swing trader. It doesn't mean that, there aren't positions that don't end up as scalps. However, if we're going to take a step back, if you really look at the different types of trading, styles that there are, there's scalping, intraday, swing trading, and position trading, right? I don't care for position trading because I don't hold trades, no longer than probably like 72 hours, right? However, with that being said, scalps turn into, intraday trades, which turn into, swing trades and stuff like that. So all of your positions do truly start off as scalps. However, what benefits me in the long run is being able to, practice patience a little bit more, and, follow along with the analysis, not necessarily worry about, how much money I'm up or whatever like that. And, not necessarily worry about like the pip count. I understand that my brand has been based off the fact and built off the fact that, I can successfully catch with ease, 500 plus pips a week. And, shout out to the fact that my girl has, deemed me 500 pip poppy. So with that being said, excuse me, this one is for you guys. And yes, I said that I was going to do this a little bit earlier, but here, you guys see right here, it is fucking Sunday, 2:49 in the morning, and I refuse to necessarily go to sleep without actually getting this done and, being truthful. So once again, without further ado, bam, 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 bam. You guys are tuning in to a free FOREX Fargo weekly webinar. This will be from October 25th through, October 30th, 2020, right? So this is essentially the last week of October. So we'll have a weekly candle close, and then we'll have a monthly candle close at the end of this week, right? Once again, I already said thank you to everyone for subscribing and organically growing with myself and the brand, aka FOREX Fargo. As you may or may not know, I have run a private group for almost a year and have decided to take some time off. Spoke about that hiatus, aka my sabbatical leave. So this webinar is to thank you to everyone supporting me, and also a preview of how my private channel was run. And enjoy the free pips, knowledge, analysis, and more importantly, come catch these pips with your boy, dog. Come catch these pips, baby. The pairs I'm gonna analyze are, AUD, USD, AUD, JPY, EU, GU, GA, EA, GJ, and then gold. For the most part, these are the pairs that I pretty much look at. Doesn't mean that I trade them every week, but I do have my charts already marked out. So without further ado, we are already looking at the Australian dollar. Actually, before we dive into that, let's just take a look at, what's happening for news. So, I don't necessarily follow along with all of the news. I am wary of what's going on, so regardless, what I mean, if I'm in a trade, sometimes I'll try to maybe, take partials, or, if I'm confident in the trade and stuff like that, I'll add a position. But this is not what this is for. I just want you guys to overall, be mindful of how the week is closing out. And then also be mindful, if you are a U.S. citizen, a citizen and resident, next week is election day, right? So next Tuesday, the week is probably setting up, or, probably will be having great moves this fucking week, simply because the fact that, it is, the weekly candle close and the monthly candle close. On top of that, we'll be setting up for the new month. And, as soon as the new month begins, we have election day on Tuesday, right? So fuck all that fundamental shit. Let's get back down to the technical side, which is kind of more what I rely on. All right, and we're going to dive into AU. Now, what most people do, I'm not going to spend all my time because this is, a free webinar, and I haven't even taken the time to clean up my charts because I don't care what that's about, right? But from a higher time frame, what you guys can see and just kind of how my eyes work, I've already had this level marked off as my 2019 highs. All of this should happen, kind of like in the summertime. So I am expecting price to kind of reach, up to these levels, before. Currently, what price is at? We're at 71, 300 or so. Excuse me, 71, 300. So long term, on a weekly scale, you do have a good chance of, reaching this level up here, this 2019 high. But what I see is, if you guys look at patterns, this looks like kind of a W pattern, right? So if we go down, this is macro. If we go down micro real quick, we're able to see kind of what's been happening, right? So once again, you're able to see that price last week came down in respect of the fact that, on September 28th, we were at this level of 70, 276, right? I've been in a position probably since around right here. I wasn't able to catch it right here, but, once I realized the price was kind of respecting these levels, I hopped in a position. What I would be wary of is just not even wary, what I would watch out for, and look for, busting down to a 4-hour time frame. All right, you just probably, from my best entry, looking for a re-entry if this was to happen, but it may not, because price is kind of like already set in momentum. However, if this was to happen, I'd be more comfortable with looking for entries kind of, here, I'll do a little eclipse. I'd be more comfortable looking for entries around right here. However, we should be in the clearing, right? So like, as long as we not take out, but as long as we close above these levels right here, which are essentially these, I think this is Thursday's or Friday's high, whichever it was, probably Friday's high, right? So as long as we close above that on the 4-hour, 2-hour, 1-hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, however you execute, then you should be good. All right, and I'll draw an arrow, so I'll draw another eclipse, right? So you can probably catch it from any one of these levels, and you should be good. What I also did for you guys, there you go, right here. Right, so I didn't just write this so you guys understand. I'm super transparent. Once again, this is not me sending signals to anybody. I could care less for that. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to help people catch money. Excuse me. I'm not trying to make it that easy for everyone, especially the fact that this is free and I have had people pay me, you know what I mean? And I want to be respectful of that. However, I am trying to promote myself, and I want you guys to see that, this is kind of like how I would set things up, right? So I tell us to, wait for the buy around right here. And it's funny that these levels are already marked, so because we've already been trading these levels, probably these levels have been traded previously already. So, what makes it easier for me, and for future reference for everyone that is trading, if you're marking your charts in, because like I said, I run a private group and everything like that, it's easy for me to mark my levels because I have to send my signals, right? So what I realized, instead of, deleting them when price, because historically price is going to return to, certain levels. When that does happen, I would just go ahead and, making it easier for myself, just seeing what previous signals I had already sent. So you guys are lucky on this fact, is that, you'll be able to, I'll make this a little bit bigger real quick, right? I'll make this a little bit bigger. What we'll do is, we'll take a screenshot. And once again, this is all off of a 4-hour time frame, right? This weekly, actually, I want to change this weekly support level because this is actually weekly resistance. So I don't want you all to get confused with that. All right, so now I'll take a screenshot, and then we will move on to the next pair. right? And these screenshots that I'm taking, I will be able to, you know, sorry for the stuttering. They will be sent and I'm screenshotting them well as I will upload this to the free FOREX Fargo channel. You guys will be able to catch this and see the screenshot overall. All right. So what do we do? Once again, moving on to the next clip. Moving to AJ. So moving to AJ, you know, we look at the fact that one thing I actually learned. So there's a couple people I look up to. You know what I mean? One person I talked to. I'm not looking for clout and anything like that, and this person knows that or whatever like that. But like Uncle Ted really has a good eye for the fucking market and understands stuff. So one thing that, you know what I mean, he taught me, not even taught me, one thing that I learned from him indirectly, okay, is the fact that like if you're able to follow weekly candles the same way like you guys execute on 1 hour, 2 hours, 30 minutes and stuff like that, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't at least open up the fucking weekly candle chart, right? So for instance, if you're able to hop in this AJ position, and like I said with AU, it already looks like it's, you know, coming into a, excuse me, a W formation, right? So with that being said, if we're able to capitalize and, you know, come from this, you know, demand zone, which has been respected before, right? You know, one time right here, second time right here, and now it seems like we had our weekly candle close within this, right? So right now, what your job to do is on, so once again, it's on the higher time frame, on a lower time frame, all right? Your job is to wait to see how price reacts to this level. All right, so one, you had a little kind of like a little gravestone doji right here. Price continued to push down or whatever like that. But now that we have the candle close, and this is something that, you know, patience will teach you. Now that, and honestly, waiting for your trades is one thing that someone can teach you. You just have to learn that with time, but not getting sidetracked, right? Looking for something like this. Now that we have this kind of, you know, the spinning, it's not even call this, it's just indecision, right? So, you know, I'm not going to call this a spinning bottom or anything like that, even though it looks like that. But what we would like to see is we'd like to see some type of another, you know, bullish signal. We'd like to, the fact that price is already worked off to the top or whatever like that on this daily time frame, you know, the price is probably going to push up again. So on the 4 hour time frame, you're looking, you know, price did that, fucking retested this level. So, you know, without even trying to tell you guys like, you know, where entries should be, once again, your job is to just kind of wait until this zone gets broken again. I don't care where your entry is, you know, as well as your entries before 75, or if you know that price, you know, gets above this level, or, you know, above these highs right here, these highs on these lower time frames. I mean, just put them at the top of this wick, you know. So what we'll do is, once again, same way I put the eclipse, you know, you wait for something right here, or you literally wait for the break and retest of this level right here. All right. Just giving you guys something to follow along with. Like I said, you know, just throughout my trading, I've had super successful weeks during monthly candle closes, you know what I mean? So that's just one thing that, maybe we all can catch these pips together. You feel me? All right, so moving on. Let me hit this blunt real quick. I want to put on some background music. Yeah, we'll put on some background music, you know. So moving on to EU, right? So like I said, I haven't been posting my charts because I've just been working on myself and everything like that. And when I say working by myself, like working on myself, I've been having way more success not caring about what I post on fucking IG and this and that, yada, 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 right? So once again, looking from a weekly time frame, all right, we can see that, you know, the overall trend for EU is bullish. You know what I mean? Like this is literally beginning of October. We had this weekly reset. We had this fucking nice pip, this nice push. Right now we've closed above this resistance level that was set on September 21st, right? So what you're looking for, you're probably gonna get a retest to either, you know, the beginning of this resistance level or on this daily time frame. You know, I'll show you the levels that I'm looking for trading out of, right? So, you know, right here we're looking for this level or we're looking for this level right here. And I know that, you know what I mean, they're close, but like that's part of trading. You know what I mean? You want to wait for your opportunity. You guys are trying to become snipers. I know that there's other people out there that, you know, are I mean, everyone trades differently. It doesn't matter what everyone else is doing. Right. It doesn't matter what everyone else is doing. That's the problem with people. Everyone else is worried what everyone else is doing. This is how I trade. You guys like my success. And like at the end of the day, thank you guys for growing with me. And you know what I mean? It's a beautiful day. I'm just trying to get paid. Hey, you feel me? So on EU, once again, just looking for like a trend continuation trade. Like I said, on this weekly time frame, you can see that, we've pushed up to these levels, at least this, 119 level right here. So that's a given. We break that easily, we'll be up to, 119, three something, 400 or so. Not necessarily worried about that. Excuse me. Thank you, babe. All right. So yes. So macro, you know, busting down to micro, at least for me, 4 hour and 2 hours and stuff like that is micro for me. So like I said, right here, you can see that once we bust down to the 2 hour time frame, you're just getting some rejections right here. There are some more orders that need to be filled. So with that being said, your job is to just wait. All right. Moving on, we're gonna go to GU. All right. So GU overall, look at the zones. The zones are marked beautifully. I caught GU last week for like 125 pips. I literally caught from here to here, some shit like that. Yeah, I mean 125. I'm not wrong. Yeah, I mean I stopped it right there, and it's funny, and sometimes well, most people don't know a lot of my trading. I've tried to get most of my trading done by Wednesday and shit like that, because just how I've tried trading in the past and stuff like that with my literally with how I learned the hard way, so I'd be able to trading is not the problem, what I mean. Sometimes getting profits is not the problem that people have. Withdrawing their profits, paying themselves, what I mean, and then over leveraging and getting confidence. And I'm telling you from my own personal experience, this is not me having conversations from people and shit, so I strongly advise, if you guys are, becoming swing traders and stuff like that, you open a position. If you're able to take partials, take partials between, whatever you're comfortable with and shit like that, make sure it's the at least 3-1, 2-1, 4-1, you know what I mean? Like, you guys are looking for 10-1 risk rewards and shit like that off of fucking, 10 lot sizes and shit like that off your FTMO accounts. And this is no shade toward anybody and shit like that. But stop being pussy. Learn how to fucking catch more pips and shit and make it easier on yourself. I'm doing my charts on fucking Saturday. I'll never have to look at the charts ever again for the fucking week, because I already have my levels marked, not only physically, but now I have them marked mentally, because I'm doing this webinar out loud at fucking 3 a.m. before the market closes. And I still have another 12 plus hours to relax my mind, right? So this is what proper preparation, preventing piss poor performance will do for you. And once again, I'm practicing what I preach, because I've learned the hard way. So getting back on track with this GU thing, we can see, zones is marked perfectly, right? So the fact that, once again, this is how October started. We had a nice little weekly reset, bong, you know what I mean? We had this nice little, literally, this is a 1, 2, 3 move on the higher time frame. I'm not going to go into that. However, right here, we can see that price is respecting, this level, which was previously resistant. So it's come back because this was broken on the higher time frame. So now what we're going to wait for, we're waiting to see if price is going to respect this level, or maybe dip back down to like 300 to 1.3 or 1.30 or something like that. So if that does happen, I mean, you may get stopped out, but on the long term, like, look at this. If I drop this down, look at, when you see candles like this, FYI, this is considered clean traffic. All right, simply, which is why all of this clean traffic right here, which happened, this is a day. So this means 1, 2, literally, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in sorry about that. So pretty much in like 1 week or 5 days or 7 days, whatever. So regardless, like I was saying, the clean traffic, when you see big ass red candles like this, everyone is looking for moves like that. You got to be able to identify, I don't care if you guys are thinking this is basic support, resistance, supply and demand. The easiest strategies are the fucking hardest. What you guys are lacking is the patience, and you're lacking the perseverance. And what you're really lacking is the life experience. You haven't been through anything and shit like that. So you don't know what it's like to really fucking lose. And every time you lose your $100, $200, your $5,000, however much you put in there and shit like that, like, you know what I mean? You're trying to get rich quick and shit. And I've been there, you know what I mean? I've come from the the hustling background as much as many other people have fucking come from the hustling background. And, you know, the reason why those type of people make it and shit is because they've actually gone through shit in fucking real life. You know what I mean? Everyone's story is different. But if you're a hustler, you've had your own trials and tribulations, whether they've been in the streets or they've been off of the fucking streets, you know? So adversity builds character. You guys haven't gone through enough adversity in real life situations. And this is for my younger crowd, the people that are specifically that follow me, 16 to almost, you know what I mean, call it 24 or something like that, 21, 16 to 21. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are still having your parents low key wipe your ass and shit. So, you know, grind with me, take your time and everything like that, and don't rush your process. You know what I mean? Like, I know that we're in a world epidemic, and this is why I'm giving back, because like my life is okay right now. You know what I mean? Things could be better for a lot of other people and shit. And as I'm here, you know, let's try to fucking make a change. So without me getting sentimental, this is the forecast on what I'm looking at on GU. I think that, you know, I'm getting kind of talking a little bit too much, so let's kind of speed through this. GA overall, this is what I'm looking at. So from a weekly time frame, you guys can see this. I've had this literally. I'm not even bullshitting right here. So I just want to speak this, read this real quick. GA overall trend is bullish on high time frame. However, it's actually looking, is actually in our, you know, high time frame supply zone around, you know, 13500. Looking to see how price reacts to these levels. Could actually see more potential 1.45 area, which is almost, you know, 100 pips away. I wrote this, no bullshit. It's sometime in like October, September. You know, I mean, August, September and shit, because I had stopped my trading group. But regardless, that's what the fuck we saw happen. You know what I mean? So what we're going to see is wait for price to get back into the zone, because like that's actually, you know, idealistic and, you know what I mean, realistic. So we'll look for something like that. And this is actually, you know, one of the limits that I do have. Now, is it may or may not get hit. Like I said, you guys are in luck because this was actually here. So I'm not going out of my way to, you know what I mean, try to show people what I can and cannot do. I already know what I can and cannot do. This is why you guys are watching this. However, not getting cocky or anything like that. Once again, you guys should be grateful for the fact that, you know, there is a signal. And even if you miss this, you know what I mean, you should be able to follow along. And once price, you know, breaks this zone, if it doesn't retrace, so like you may see something like this, right? Actually, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Getting off topic. All right. So EA. Now that on EA from a weekly time frame, all right, you can see that we're bullish or whatever like that, you know. So what I'm kind of skeptical about is the fact that price may push back up to this level. You guys can see this as well. Look I wrote this back in August, right? This is why I keep my chart like this. So I know that this was our nice little supply zone. Some point we were flirting with this. We've been flirting with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We flirted with this shit 10 times before it finally had a candle close and then broke above it. You know what I mean? And then what do? We came back to, you know, our May levels, which is sometime in like Q2 or whatever like that, right? Literally, we stopped off right here. You know, 168, like 275 or something like that to the fucking T, which is the weekly. This is the opening price for the fucking week on May 18th, pretty much. So with that being said, I'm waiting to see how price reacts to the zone, and if it does react to the zone, you know, once again, you guys are probably in luck. Here you go, right here. You guys are in luck. Let me go ahead and bust this down. So you'll be looking for something like this. Like I said, the arrow's already there. What we'll do is we'll minimize this because this is actually something I was looking at before. So I'll add a new short position. Yeah, add a new short position at the beginning of this zone, and we'll just wait patiently, you know. And then once again, I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, it doesn't matter. At least you guys are looking at how I view the market. You know, if we have these rejections, we keep getting rejections around this level. You know what I mean? We keep getting rejections around, you know, 166 and not able to close and then retest. We don't get a strong 4-hour candle close within this zone. You know, my bias is it's going to be invalid until, you know what I mean, like we have these candle closures. On another thing, you know what I mean, like this zone is fucking huge or whatever, but regardless, you know, if you want to play it a little bit smarter, you could wait for the candle close, you know what I mean, below this 1.65 500, you know. So once you have that candle close, you wait, you set the sell limit right away, and then, you know, you wait for price to fucking retrace, because sometimes it happens way too fucking fast, right? Then on 4-hour time frame, like I said, this is kind of what you're looking at, and you know what you guys should. This is what I'm keeping an eye out for. Not what you should be keeping an eye out for. This is just what I'm keeping an eye out for. All right, and this is EA. Moving on to GJ, right? So GJ, macro scale real quick, weekly time frame. We are able to identify, once again, like I started this webinar, October, the first week of the first weekly candle usually of a month kind of identifies like what will happen. All right, usually. Okay. So once again, you know, October, the bar was already set. Bung, we had this nice little weekly reset. This is why I kind of had a bad week last week or whatever like that, because like I was just fucking getting cocky and caught up in this shit. But like literally, like you see how the zones are marked perfect. So you know what I mean? I'm not capping. These are already here. These are levels I've marked before. But dropping down to the daily time frame, what is it that we see? We see that we have price, you know, respecting this level, these levels at 1.35. So pretty much what I'm looking for this right here. Obviously, price is gonna boom, you know, way more than like, you know, 150 pips. It's GJ. GJ be moving crazy, stupid and shit. But you know, if you're looking at these candles over here, the way that we had this whole red candle on a daily time frame, you know what I mean? We should be able to have that nice, like at least 100 plus pips in one day. And that's on my GJ. In one day, and that's on my GJ. Gold. All right. Moment of silence for gold. Because I'm putting this on YouTube and shit. All right. Elections is going to fucking go. Gold's going to go crazy in the next like 10 days, and it's going to go back up to the 2000s easily and shit. So if we're able to solidify buys, you know what I mean? And you guys practice patience. If you guys are able to solidify buys around, you know what I mean, these levels down here, if price does happen to, you know what I mean, come back. So like we'll do 2 arrows, and this is a definite. I definitely believe this is fucking happening. I mean, without a doubt. Once again, when not in the cockiness and shit like that, but like when you know that like when you have a good feeling and intuition, this is like I don't know how other traders feel and shit, but I feel about this on being a trader and shit. When you have a good feel for the market and shit like that, right? You know I was looking at, you know, I've been trading for like 2+ years, looking at the charts every fucking day. I swear to God, you can ask my girl, I probably spend maybe like at least 3+ hours looking at charts every fucking day. Whether I'm trading or not, you know what I mean? Like I'm at least making sure it's fresh in my brain and shit. So with that being said, I know that, you know, when Trump won the election in 2016, just how price was moving and shit like that, like it was ridiculous. I know that there's gonna be a lot of liquidity in the market. It's gonna be uncertainty. It's gonna be fucking volatile. So, like I said, if we're able to catch this on a good note, you know what I mean? And even before the fucking elections happen, it's gonna be movement. So, what I'm looking for, you know what I mean? Probably looking for something like this. And I'll be trying to enter from either zone. I don't care where I get my fucking entry at. This gold, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm not really here to like scalp gold and shit like that. I didn't even post a chart last week, but I was in a gold position and I took my profits of like 400 pips or whatever and stopped trading for the day. You know, stop trading for like the week and shit. You know what I mean? So this is what I'm looking at on gold. Once again, you know, it's fucking could probably really be explosive. So like, you know, I'm not even capping. You could put literally like you guys see me flip these micro accounts and shit. I'm not focusing on that. You know what I mean? And you guys won't probably get a Fargo flip episode and you know what I mean, some weeks or whatever. But regardless of that, like I said, becoming a day trader and becoming a swing trader, you know, you focus on high probability trades and what makes sense, right? So, you know what I mean? I have my level marked down here. What we'll wait to see how price kind of reacts. We'll bust down to the 4-hour. You know, we kind of missed our entries. We can see right here that, you know, I can even identify and just look at the chart that like I already missed a premium entry, it seems like, for my, you know, this nice W pattern right here on this lower time frame, right? So I already missed my initial entry that I would have had down there. So my job is to kind of see what's happening with price. Maybe price could, you know, retest that 1900 level real quick or something like that. And we get buys in there, we should be good. We should fucking fly high. Definitely. Then so I believe that actually concludes everything. I'll give you guys a bonus one. You know what I mean? I traded this last week too. Actually, let me show you guys the weekly candle, just how perfect it reacted from the zone. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I'm not capping. There's no way. There's no way. My charts speak for themselves. So, you know what I challenge you guys to do, and I want you guys to do, you know what I mean? Like, here, let me do something real quick. What is a signal? Not a signal. I'll do this in another video. So once again, thank you guys for, you know, watching this. You should be able to, you know, catch some pips. And if you, even if you don't catch the pips, you know what I mean? Like, just make sure that, you know, you follow along, and, you know, you're seeing how you're able to, you know what I mean, grow as a trader individually, because as much as this is a team sport, this is really a individual sport. And the only person that really is going to help yourself get better is that person and reflection in the mirror. So with that being said, you know, thank you guys. I've probably been recording this for like 30 minutes, so it's 3:16, John 3:16. Want you guys to read that Bible verse. I'm not extra religious. I just know that because of, you know, me going to church or whatever when I was younger. So Forex Fargo, check them out, and let's catch these pips, baby.